Welcome to the Movie Pick, where my dad and his co-host do a deep dive on their favorite movies and all the things they love about them. Hope you enjoy this week's Movie Pick, recorded in Jet Studios, and give us a rating, but only if it's a good one.
All right, Josh. I am super pumped about this one. This one is a special one for both of us, and would not do this one with anybody but you. So, man, The Dark Knight.
It's a good one.
The Dark. It's awesome. So right off the bat, this one had a 9 or has a 9.1 IMDb rating.
Steel?
Steel.
Wow.
It is, if you look at the IMDb top 250, it's still number 3.
No doubt.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about that?
I was hoping you had not looked at that because I was hoping.
No,
I
I haven't.
yeah, I was hoping I could shock
So
you.
The Dark Knight, is The Dark Knight still the highest rated of the trilogy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the top 2 movies, one is Shawshank Redemption, and then number 2 is The Godfather.
Is Shawshank Redemption still the number one?
Yep.
What?
It's still
been
rated
20 years.
I know. No, 30.
Well, I'm saying since I've been following on IMDb.
Gotcha.
It's 20 years ago it was number one.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
about
but
that?
this one, I mean, it is, so it's obviously, with that being said, it's obviously the highest rated comic book movie. It's the highest rated movie this century. So when you think about all the things that it holds, like this movie is in that upper echelon. And thankfully, it's also in like, I'm not going to speak for you. I know for me, it's in my personal upper echelon.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Most Nolan stuff is, though.
Yeah, it is. And we'll get to that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Nolan conversation to be had. So before I get too far, the 2008 World Series, Phillies beat the Rays. And I remember that one. Like I remember that one off the top of the head when I read that. Cole Hamels was the MVP. And I remember it was really cool because the Rays made the World Series, but
Evan Longoria's rookie year was 2008.
And that makes sense. Yeah. Listen to this top 5 at the box office, though. For me, this is very hit or miss. Okay. So the 2008 top 5 box office. Now, this is domestic, which means here in the States. Number 5, Wall-E. Awesome movie. Have y'all watched that one yet with the kids?
No, I haven't seen it.
Man. Oh, Remy would. Yeah, she'd love it. And speaking of which, I'm Dave.
Josh.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, Josh.
Pleasure.
Yeah. Get the pleasantries out of the way, talk some Batman. Number 4 was Hancock. Remember that one?
Yep.
Was not it. I would put it in that above average range.
Yeah, it is more of a niche.
It was.
Superhero movie. I did like it when it came out.
Yeah, I liked it better in the moment. For me, it didn't hold up.
Yeah, rewatchability's not up there at all.
I can't tell you the last time I went back and said, "Oh, let's watch some Hancock."
Yeah.
Like it's just not there on my list. Now here's where the list gets really skewed. Indiana Jones
Crystal
and the
Skull.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And you and I went to see that one.
Yep.
We actually went with our wives.
And I think that was the first movie that I know we walked out together and were both just completely disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
It was the most disappointing that I've ever been in any movie. It was awful. Because Indiana Jones I grew up on.
Yeah.
And that was a bad one.
Yeah, that was a bad. Well, I knew we were in for bad news with the fridge when he blew up in the fridge. Yeah,
the nuke
I was like,
went off and he was in the refrigerator.
And it just shot him away, and he just gets out.
And the supernatural aspect of it, it was so weird.
Yeah, but then now the next 2 are near and dear to both of us. So the one that started it all, Iron Man, was number 2, and then The Dark Knight, number 1.
They came out the same year.
Same year.
No way.
What a year.
No
what a year.
way.
Yeah. Yeah, we had Heath Ledger as the Joker, Christian Bale as Batman, obviously. And we had Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, all within the same year. So good.
Yeah.
So good. So this was the first comic book movie ever to cross over $1 billion. Like to gross over $1 billion.
Even I thought Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire.
No, they didn't. They didn't hit $1 billion. This was the first one that crossed over the $1 billion mark. Now, what are your first memories of The Dark Knight?
The
Anything. It can be anything.
Well, the leading up to it,
Yeah.
when I heard
Yeah.
Heath Ledger was cast the Joker, I was disappointed.
Every
in
single
that.
one of us.
Yeah, I was like, why would he be? Because
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson
Yep.
was the Joker.
Yeah.
And then I guess that was a year, maybe 2 years that he was announced, and then they started leaking stills and prototype art of it. I was like, but he nailed it. I mean, that's my best memory was him.
Understatement of the century right there.
What's that?
He nailed it. Like understatement.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, there's no other Joker
No.
than him. I don't think they could.
No.
There's nobody that could do any better.
No, I felt bad for Jared Leto because he played it again like in the Suicide Squad way too soon too.
Yeah,
'Cause
thug
it had been,
Joker.
Yeah, it was like the thug punk Joker. Tried to go a different route, just didn't work.
Yeah.
Just did. I mean, and that was not all his fault. It was also the movie's fault. Like Suicide Squad was very mediocre.
Yeah.
And then who else? Barry Keoghan, I think, isn't that his name?
Yeah.
Is going to be the Joker in the next Pattinson Batman movie. So the jury's still out on that one. But I felt like that's enough time frame from when The Dark Knight came out. Talking about the Batman. I feel like that one's going to be enough of a time frame between the Suicide Squad Joker with Jared. That was too soon.
It was too soon, and because
for how good this is,
and Heath Ledger, I mean, it was an Oscar worthy performance, no
Obviously.
question about it.
Yeah.
But he's the Joker now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the only way to do Joker is to do a complete 180 from what he was and try something new.
Yeah.
Like Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson was Joker, but Heath Ledger, it's a Nolan movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it was grounded.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it crossed $1 billion, because kids, women, men, everybody liked the movie because it wasn't just a superhero movie. It was a detective movie.
Yeah.
And that just set it apart from any others at the time.
Well, and we talked about this last night. Both of our daughters watched this for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, Evie was glued.
Yeah.
She was glued to it.
Yeah, Remy was. I was proud.
Yeah.
I was proud.
Daddy's gonna go buy you something. I'm proud of you, girl. But yeah, it's one of those movies that from front to finish is, we're not gonna say flawless, and we'll get into that in a little bit. It's not flawless. There's a reason why it's a 9.1 and not a solid 10. There are some things that I do feel like could be improved upon. But when you're talking about a comic book movie, like this one did change things, kind of like what the Joker says. This one changed things, and it really did. Like, it made it to where it's like, okay, we can make films out of these, because these were true films and not like comic book popcorn movies. But I remember, so some of my first memories of it were, remember that there was a steal, like you said, there was a picture released, because I was just as bummed as you were. And I remember us complaining about it when they cast Heath Ledger. I was like, this ain't the right guy. Like, not the 10 things I hate about you guy. But then they released that picture that just showed like a close up of his face and the scars. And I remember just being like, whoa. Yeah. Like, that's freaky looking.
Well, the rumor had it that the smile was going to be kind of like the Venom smile. We didn't know it was a Glasgow smile that they did or whatever, which is what it was. And a lot of the rumors were it was going to be a Venom type. Yeah, but they did it perfect.
No,
I mean, it was so good.
Now, when I say the movie's not flawed, everything with the Joker, I'll just say this up front, flawless. Yeah. Like, there was not a wasted minute, and we'll talk almost ad nauseum about his performance. But I remember the first teaser trailer that released in, it was, and I looked this up, July 2007. If you YouTube that, it's like a 60-second clip, and it's just audio. And that was the first time we heard the audio of and even then it was like, whoa, okay, because you're connecting that face to that voice, and it's like, this is going to be awesome. So we both went to see this movie in theaters together. I don't know if you remember this. This was a skip work day to go see this. You remember that? Yeah. So I think we went like at the Friday, like 1 o'clock showing of this. And then I went again the next night with my wife. Yeah. And then I went the next weekend with my dad. Yeah. So I saw this in the theaters like 3 times. And I think you did too. Yeah. Yeah. And just a side plug, so my dad, I have seen every single Batman movie in theaters with my dad. Even the Lego Batman movie. Like, we have gone to see every one of them. Thank you, Dad. Because he started that when I was 6. So good job, Bronny.
Yeah.
But when the first full length trailer released, that was December of '07. And the only reason I'm saying giving these timelines. So picture this. So we get the July '07 audio release. We get the December 2007 actual trailer, which came out in front of I Am Legend, which almost gave reason enough, even though I Am Legend was awesome, that gave reason enough to go see I Am Legend. And then Heath Ledger passes away January 2008.
When did the movie release? Was it a
July
summer?
2008. So then it's like this whole craziness of trailer just dropped. A month later, unfortunately, Heath Ledger passes away. And then it's still another 6-7 months before the movie comes out. So you see what I'm saying? Like that built it up. Unfortunately, that built it up even more. It made it even more where you were even more curious about the movie. Because there was all these rumors, and people have debunked these that, playing this role is what led him to this dark, place and everything. His family has come out and said, no, that's not what happened. He was fine after he played the Joker. It was a drug overdose, unfortunately.
And the character, it was the drug.
Yes. So, because he did do like a weird thing of like locking himself away for like a month or month and a half to like perfect the voice and just to get in that mindset.
I'm sure there's some psychosis involved with solitude, but I don't.
I would say, before we move on from the trailers, I would say this one probably holds the record. There's no way of me knowing for the amount of times I watched a trailer before a movie came out.
I did Infinity War quite a bit too.
But even after this movie released, I remember I just couldn't get enough of seeing Heath Ledger as the Joker, and I would just go back and watch the trailer for a movie I've already seen 3 times. I would sit there and watch the trailer. So, cool thing about Two-Face. I forgot this, but I remembered it after I read it. They never showed Two-Face in the trailers.
No. That was a surprise.
That was. So we knew, I mean, you knew if you knew Batman history, like Harvey Dent's Two-Face.
Yeah, but we didn't expect Two-Face in the movie. Expected Harvey Dent maybe as a later movie, but as Two-Face. But and Aaron Eckhart did good too.
He did a really good job. I do have some Eckhart thoughts, and it'll come up, and that's one of the reasons why I think it's 9.1 instead of 10. It's no offense to him. It's more the brand name. And I know that sounds bad, but he did a great job acting wise, but I think it could have elevated it with somebody else in that role. All right. Christopher Nolan. What are your first memories of Sir Christopher Nolan? I don't know if you knew he was Sir Christopher.
I didn't really know who he was until till Batman Begins. I had no idea who he was. But after I went back and watched Memento and all the other ones, but he's my favorite screenwriter, director, producer, whatever. Anything he's attached to, I want to see.
He's got that same as you. So my first memories of Nolan, same as you. I'd already seen Memento. I'd already seen Insomnia before I saw Batman Begins.
I never saw Insomnia. That's one I haven't seen.
Yeah, but I wasn't good movie. But I was not connecting it to him. Like it was just like, here's a movie, I'm going to watch it because Insomnia had Robin Williams and Al Pacino. I'm not going to miss at that point in life. I wasn't going to miss a Robin Williams Al Pacino movie. And then Memento just looked so weird with the backwards storytelling that I was like, I have to watch this. And so I watched those movies, but I was not connecting them to the director. And then Batman Begins comes out, like you said, and it's like, oh, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And now you could literally just say a Christopher Nolan film. Like that's all the trailer has to say.
$1 billion.
And I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
Whether I see it in theaters or whether I watch it at home, I'm going to watch the movie. Yeah. Even if I don't understand what I just watched.
Yeah.
Like there's 2 of his movies, and we'll talk about those, that I still have no idea what happened in those movies. No clue. The visuals were awesome.
Yeah.
and that's what he does better than anyone.
Yeah.
Are the visuals.
Well, also his twists in his movies, he don't always have to save it to the very end.
Right.
Like M. Night, it's always a weird ending. Yeah. He can put twists throughout the movie, and then by the end of it, you're like, oh my goodness, this was, the twist was at the beginning. He's just very gifted in that.
Well, and little hints of like Aaron Eckhart becoming Two-Face were spread throughout the movie. Like there was one thing they said like at his desk, like one side of his desk was clean, the other side was messy. It's just there were little hints that he would be Two-Face. So yeah, it's not always just like boom right there at the end. Here's this twist that you didn't see coming. But yeah. So Hans Zimmer.
Mhm.
Heard of that guy?
Oh yeah,
Man.
Amazing Spider-Man with who was the second?
Yeah, Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, that's where I learned of Hans Zimmer, and I've
Okay.
got a bunch of his on my old iPod.
Do you
A
really?
bunch
Good for
of his
you.
songs.
Good for you. Because listen to this list, and I just picked ones that I thought were. I wrote down Amazing Spider-Man, the music. Like, so this guy's the composer. I'm sorry if you don't. So Hans Zimmer was the composer of this. I love. One of the things about Nolan movies. I'm getting too excited here.
The music even tells the story.
The music is one of the biggest parts of his stories.
Yeah.
Like it sets the tone and the mood for his movies so well. And listen to these, Lion King. And I'm not talking about just the songs that they sung, but like the Lion King music, which he won an Oscar for, I'm pretty sure.
Is this the live action?
No. Well, he did both, but yeah, I'm talking about the animated in '94.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know he was around that long
Yes.
ago.
Broken Arrow. Remember that one
Yep,
with
I
Christian
do.
Slater and Travolta?
Mhm.
And I remember even as a kid, like I loved that music.
Yeah.
Like Gladiator, Pirates of the Caribbean, and just about every single Nolan movie.
Mhm.
And one thing about these, like Dunkirk, if you remember Dunkirk's probably one of the most unsettling movies I've ever watched because of the music.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're up in that plane.
Yeah.
The movies, I think it's one of Nolan's shorter movies. But you feel like you're up in the plane. Like I was exhausted after watching.
Yeah.
And it was because of the music.
Yeah.
Like the music just carried the weight of that emotion. And so, I don't always talk about the composers, but had to with this
Yeah,
one.
he's a great one. And
Yeah.
I never knew who he was. I looked up the music for the
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man, and once I got in there, I put tons of his music, even paid for him.
Yeah. He's right up there with like John Williams, who did like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park. Like Hans is for Christopher Nolan, kind of what John Williams is for Steven Spielberg. And Lucas, yeah. And then that Alan Silvestri's done a lot of stuff for like the Avengers and Back to the Future. Like the same guy did those. So it's like this small group of guys that are like just the tops. Like I would love to make a Mount Rushmore at some point of those guys.
So do you think Nolan is our generation Steven Spielberg or the? Yeah,
1,000%.
Yeah. And his movies, obviously, I'll enjoy more than their Spielberg. But yeah, I was thinking that too. I can't think of another director that I'll go see a film just because he directed it.
Yeah. I have it written down that I think Nolan, I don't even know if it's a think. I almost think it's a fact. Now, it could be your opinion that you don't like his movies, and that's completely okay. But if you look at like the money making and just the quality of movies, over the past 25 years, he's number one.
Yeah.
This century, he is the best director.
Yeah, and he could cast B and C and D list actors. If his name's attached to it, it's going to do well at the box office.
Yeah.
Tenet, proved that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a big fan of Tenet, but
Yeah, no, it's on my lower list, and only because like it's up there with the ones that I watched, and I was like, what just happened here? Like I still haven't. Somebody could explain that one to me. It's almost like science. I took science 3 times and never passed it in college. Like I even took it in a summer class by itself and could not get past science. I mean, it's one of those, like you could say the words to me and I'm like, I have this is not computing. This is not. So Christian Bale. He's almost like Nolan for me. I wasn't familiar with him until Batman Begins. Like,
well, I did see American Psycho, but it was kind of so raunchy. I watched it with my parents, and I was like, I'm not watching this. Guys, I'm
going to walk in the other room. Yeah. So, like, I went back after Batman Begins and started watching some of his older movies. And, because I remember when he was cast, I was like, who is this guy? And American Psycho was one of the crazy movie don't watch.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation on that one. Don't watch. But Reign of Fire was awesome.
Yeah, well, man,
him and Matthew McConaughey, the dragon movie.
That I need to watch that one again.
Yeah, that was a fun one, and it was one that I watched after Batman Begins because like Ledger with this or Downey Jr. and Iron Man, I was like, I can't get enough of these guys.
Yeah.
I want to see some more of their movies.
Huh. So was The Machinist before Dark Knight? Was it?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Okay.
I need to be fact checked on that. But listen to this is his 2005 to 2010. Christian Bale. Batman Begins. We obviously know and love. New World. Good movie. Rescue Dawn. So Rescue Dawn was the one where he was man. And this guy, like, so committed to the cause, like The Machinist or Rescue Dawn. I mean, got down to like nothing weight wise, and then would put it back on for Batman or whatever. So Rescue Dawn, Prestige.
Yeah, that's one of my tops.
Yeah, that's a good one. Another Nolan one. And it had Hugh Jackman, Scarlett Johansson in it. 3:10 to Yuma. I just watched that one again the other night. That one's high up on my list to do a podcast on.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I love that one. Obviously, The Dark Knight, Terminator Salvation, where for a lot of us, he lost a little bit of momentum as far as being a favorite actor, just because there was the leaked audio of him just berating the lighting guy.
Yeah, you showed me that after work one time.
Yes. Like, oh, man, it was such a disappointment. But then, that was years ago. Hopefully he's self-corrected. And I've heard, actually, in all reality, I've heard nothing but good things about the guy. And we do all have a bad moment. And I wouldn't want everybody to record my bad moments. Public Enemies and The Fighter.
Yeah.
That was just in a 5-year period. Yeah. Those movies I just listed.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Public Enemies was a really good one.
Yeah. Anything Michael Mann does. Yeah, he's another. But yeah, that was an insane 5-year period when we're talking about that's up there with anybody. I mean, I would put that up against anybody's 5-year period. Not saying it's better than, but it's just as good as anybody's 5-year period.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you realize, or what would be your guess on how many minutes that we get of the Joker in this 2.5-hour movie on screen?
My guess, 20.
He's right at 33 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say 30, but I figured you were trying to trip me up on that one.
Yeah, so 33 minutes of screen time dominates the movie, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Joker movie.
It is.
And he's in it.
It is.
Yeah.
So I've still got the DVD of this, and I was just looking on there to see if there was like any special things that I wanted to watch prior to sitting down with you and talking about this. And it's so cool. So you got the outer cover. I've still got the like outer cardboard cover. And then you take that off, and every word is like underlined, and it says like ha ha ha, and it's like different things. It crosses out Batman, it like draw. So it was, even the DVD was cool. Yeah. Like even the DVD case they made cool by just adding these little touches. But so some of the other people that were rumored to be the Joker and almost cast as the Joker, and a lot of these I thought would have worked.
This is going to be interesting because I don't know any of this.
Yeah. And one of them I was a really big fan of, like, not the actor, but I thought he could really do a good job. Paul Bettany was one of them. Adrian Brody's the one that I thought, man, that guy could have really, and I still think that. I mean, we got what we got, and it's amazing, and I don't want to change anything about it. But I do think Adrian Brody would have done a phenomenal. I'm not a anti-Brody. Yeah. I'm not anything Brody. Yeah. Like, he's just kind of there. Yeah. But I think he would have done an awesome job. Robin Williams. I love. Yeah. It was too late in the game. Yeah. We would have gotten a Jack Nicholson-esque Joker. I liked this younger, more athletic Joker that we got.
Well, Jack Nicholson, I know he wanted the part.
Did he really?
Yeah. He came out and said he wanted the part in that movie. Yeah.
That's funny. And then we get it years later, so we got the version of it. Joaquin Phoenix. And so he was another one that was rumored for it, and we did end up getting that. So I have a whole section here that is just like little things that Ledger did that separated him, like that just made him own the role. I'll say a couple of them. If there's any that you can think of, though, this is your time to shine too. But the body movements, just like his posture.
Yeah, he would be limping in some scenes, like he was hurt. He was a Joker. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Like, and just the way, like, even the very first, the intro scene when they're robbing the bank, and they're doing all the one less share.
Yeah.
When they're doing that whole scene and everybody's getting shot and every one of his henchmen are slowly being killed off. When he says, I'm supposed to kill the bus driver, and he does like the movements to angle the guy.
Very creepy.
Just that's what I'm saying. Like his body movements.
Yeah.
Like everything he did was intentional. Like you could tell it was intentional. Like it wasn't like, oh, this happened on accident.
Yeah. He became that, and that's his solitary practice for that part. You can tell
it worked.
Came through because
it did.
For sure. Because the way he held his mouth, he spoke, his tongue clicks. Everything was psychopathic.
Yeah.
And when the first Batman imposter that he had filmed, and he was filming them and saying, remove your mask or whatever, but the anger, rage in his voice when he said, "Look at me," I was like, he is truly a psychopath. It was one of the better portrayals of a character I've ever seen,
if not the best.
Yeah, it's just he became the Joker.
He did,
sure.
He did, and that was the things I had, like the way that what he would do with his voice, like the ups and downs, like the look at me when he said it, like the look at me, like when he did that thing. Like that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the laugh, like his very first laugh that we get when he's introducing himself to the mobsters and talking about the guy on the TV will squeal, when he's that whole scene, like it was this, like, I'm being ironic. I'm not doing this silly laugh.
Yeah.
It was, again, everything was creepy, but you couldn't take your eyes off of it at the same time. Like you were like, I want to know. That's why he dominated the movie.
Yeah. And he still, the thing about his Joker is it was dark and gritty and psychopathic, scary, but he still put jokes in and pranks. And that was something, and you can overlook it because like when I rewatched it this week, I thought there was so much that I've missed just because I was just stuck to his character.
Right.
But the jokes that he brought in, I should have taken notes because there were some of them I was like, we need to bring this up, but I didn't.
Well, the dark humor, like I'm going to make this pencil disappear.
Yeah.
Or the cheap's not suit, you bought it.
Yeah. Or putting the smoke
suit's
grenade.
Not cheap, you bought it.
Putting the smoke grenade in the bank manager's mouth.
Yes.
And it was just smoke. It wasn't.
Right.
Because you don't know if he's going to kill you or if he's going to just get a laugh out of it.
Right. Yeah. It was crazy. But like the way he pronounced words, the thing that he did with his tongue, apparently part of that was because of the prosthetic that he was wearing. So he's doing it to kind of keep it in place.
But it worked perfect.
Man, and it fit. Like, again, it fit. He almost looked like this lizard character. The shrimp eating, like just again the movements, like at that party scene when he just takes the shrimp, just starts eating, and it's the way he's eating it. And then when he
splashes the champagne out, and turns up the empty glass or half empty glass.
Well, and I love when he sees Rachel at that party scene and like fixes his hair a little bit. Like, well, hello, beautiful, and then fixes his hair, and just but it was those things. The clap at the police station when Gordon is announced as commissioner, which and most people, if you're like a huge Batman fan or a huge movie fan, you already know this. That was improvised. Like that scene was like when he started clapping, that was not in the script.
Yeah,
like Heath Ledger just went with it. But another thing he did that I've learned this week is really cool. He did his own Joker makeup. So like all the white and everything. And the reason he did that, and you can notice it, especially in the interrogation scene, when Batman's beating him up.
Yeah.
Don't start with the head. Makes the victim fuzzy. But when he's during that scene, or, there was another one. Oh, the Two-Face, when he's at the hospital. During that scene, you can really see it. He wanted the makeup on the hands.
Yeah.
Like he wanted it to be there. He wanted his hands to look dirty.
Yeah.
Just like
he was in the car putting it on.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was like, I want it to look like the character would have put the makeup on, because who else is going to do his makeup?
Yeah.
Which was just, it was those little things that separated the performance. And like the hand sanitizer when he's leaving the hospital.
But he's about to blow up.
Yes. Yeah. And the body movement, that scene.
Yeah.
When he's walking out and the way he's walking, I'm like, what's wrong?
That's what I mean. He walks in different ways.
Yes.
In every scene. One he's normal, one he's limping, one he's
he looked constipated in that one.
Yeah.
He's just like walking like real stiff, and then gets out, and then he's like keeps hitting the button.
Almost multiple personality type.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
He was a psychopath.
Yeah.
I mean, he truly fit the part.
He did.
So
he
good.
did. It was, I've never been more wrong.
Yeah.
And you and I have talked about this before. Like, I remember when Pattinson was cast as Batman.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you remember us talking about this. I was like, you know what? Obviously would not have been my choice. Wasn't who I thought. But you know what?
We were wrong with Heath Ledger.
It comes up every time. It comes up every time. You know what? After Heath Ledger, I learned I don't know this stuff. They do. And not to get on a tangent about the Batman with Pattinson. Pattinson was great.
Yeah.
Pattinson was phenomenal.
He's my favorite Batman.
Ooh, we're gonna get there.
Okay.
We're gonna get there. Slow down.
Yeah. Well, Jonna, she freaked out when I told her because I didn't have high hopes for it, but it was good.
Yeah. So talking about Two-Face for a second. It was 96 minutes into the movie before we see him as Two-Face. We were an hour and a half into this movie. And that's, again, one of the Nolan things that, and another director, and oddly enough, the other Batman director, Matt Reeves, who directed the Batman, and he directed the original, not the original, but the 2011 Planet of the Apes trilogy. That guy takes his time.
Yeah.
Like, they take their time with storytelling. They don't force the issue. That was the problem with, honestly, the Zack Snyderverse of the Batman universe, where they tried to rush things. And that's what's crazy about this. Like, Two-Face felt like a central character to this movie, but we don't see him as Two-Face until an hour and a half in.
Yeah.
And we probably only get
one. We got to warm up to Harvey Dent because that's why I thought he did such a good job, because he was such a likable DA.
Yeah.
And then he just switched.
Yeah, and he fit the bill as like this guy that is your White Knight, not your Dark Knight, but your White Knight, true hero, like they were calling him. He fit the bill for that, but he also fit the bill really well for the villain. Like, he fit it really well. But and this is why, and I wish I would not have read this list, because I had this guy in my mind that should have been Two-Face. And he was actually one of those that they tried to get. And then I was bummed when I read the list. So here's a list of like 3 of the main guys that it kind of came down to besides Eckhart. Ryan Felipe. I'm kind of out on that one. Like, I was like, I don't see that. But again, after Heath Ledger, what do I know? Mark Ruffalo would have been a really good one. But here's the one that I thought of on my own and then was annoyed that I read it on. Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Would have been. And you want to talk about taking this movie from 9.1 to possibly 9.5, 9. Could you picture Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Like at the little scene, the little dinner scene, with Christian Bale and Maggie Gyllenhaal and the ballet girl. I can't remember, but like them sitting there. No discredit to Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah,
he's not Matt Damon.
Yeah, but Christopher Nolan wasn't using Matt Damon at that time. He is now,
right.
But he was not really in part of the Nolan verse.
No, now he's like one of his guys. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, he was in the runnings there. Like, they were I think they were trying to get him, and that would have been. And Matt Damon's not above small roles.
Yeah, but I think Matt Damon he would have been a little old because Two-Face, Joker, Batman, they were all kind of in the same age bracket in that movie, 35, 40. And wouldn't Matt Damon have been a little older?
So here's a crazy thing. Ledger was like late 20s.
Yeah.
He looks older.
Yeah.
Yeah. We looked at that last night. I don't know where Matt, I was thinking, and maybe I'm just thinking this because of Ford versus Ferrari, but I was thinking that Damon was close. Him and Bale are close to each other, but possibly not.
Yeah, I might be completely wrong.
So another villain I wanted to mention, though, Cillian Murphy shows up as the Scarecrow at the very beginning. And here's one of the crazy things about that. He was the first villain in any of the Batman movies to show up again.
Really? And he was in all 3 of them.
He was in all 3 of these. But I just never thought about that. Like in the, Michael Keaton's and the Kilmers and, all that stuff. None of the villains showed back up, even for like a little cameo or anything.
Yeah.
Cillian was the first one to show back up. And now you want to talk about a guy that's like, feels like Christopher Nolan's guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, that is Nolan's guy.
And he's so good. He's so
underrated.
Good. Yes. He is so underrated.
Yeah. I remember in Quiet Place 2 when I found out he was going to be in it. And I was really pumped for that. And he was really good in it.
And I don't know what's keeping him from being the leading guy, because I think he's got the looks, the persona.
Right.
everything. And he keeps his personal life personal, like Willem Dafoe does and Daniel Day-Lewis. You don't know what goes on in his personal life. It's just awesome to me. He's awesome.
Right. Yeah, I like him a lot, and I agree with you. I kind of think he wants it that way.
Yeah.
I think he wants those,
maybe,
not side characters, but I don't know that he wants the Tom Cruise career. Like, I don't know. Maybe he does.
He's good in what he does. And if he were to be the leading man, he might get too much for him. He probably still likes his quiet time, his personal life.
Yeah, because and he's got one of the funniest memes or the videos where it's talking about like your face whenever somebody says you have to be at work on Monday and stuff. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen that. Like, in any interview, he's almost like Ben Affleck. You can look at their faces, and their faces tell so much. They're always like this. Yeah. Like, it's always this depressed look on Cillian Murphy's. Yeah. So a couple of Batman. And one thing about Cillian, though. Now, this, you want to talk about, before we move on from him, this would have been a crazy trajectory change. He was almost Batman.
Really?
So, and there's video out there. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
That completely slipped my mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think his whole career and whole world is different if he had been cast as Batman in the very first one. Because in Batman Begins, he was almost cast as Batman. And you can go out there. There's video, and I think he's wearing the Val Kilmer suit.
Yeah.
But there's video of him out there as Batman, like in a couple of the scenes. But just had to mention that before we moved on from Cillian. So, look, a few Batman Cliffs notes just for people out there that maybe don't know. First appearance, 1939, created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger. Finger doesn't get enough of the credit, apparently. Like, when you look at that, for years it was created by Bob Kane, and people kind of left it at that. But Bill Finger was heavily involved. So the Joker's first appearance in comic books was in the very first Batman solo comic book. So since the beginning, Joker has been like his main nemesis. Gordon's first appearance was the same as Batman's in 1939. Like, they appeared like in one of those like solo books. And then Two-Face's, I would have thought Two-Face would have been like in the 70s or something. 42.
Yeah, I knew Two-Face was back there. Most of his rogues gallery were in the very beginning.
Yeah, I didn't realize that for some reason I had Two-Face as not a new character, like 70s is not, but in the comic book world, 70s is kind of new. And so when I found that out, I was like, I didn't realize he's been around that long. And then this was the weird one. Alfred's first appearance wasn't until 43.
Really?
I thought that was crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And then Lucius Fox, which was Morgan Freeman, he was in the 70s.
Are you kidding?
Like, that was his first appearance was in the 70s.
Huh.
So just for my comic book people out there, wanted to touch on that for a second. This movie used mainly The Long Halloween, The Killing Joke, and The Man Who Laughs as the three main story graphic novels that they kind of base this story off of. Again, for the comic book people, they'll either be saying yes or that gives them books to read right now.
Yeah.
So, we obviously talked about this movie's a 9.1 on IMDb. Just your opinion, you can riff for a second. What are the things that make this movie work so well?
Well, the storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the whole movie, Joker's intention was to turn the people of Gotham bad. I mean, and he did. He got the number one, the DA, turned. I mean, and that was his goal. And then him telling Batman that he didn't want to kill him. He completes him and all that. I mean, he's just he and Batman both have psychological damage, and that's what a lot of people don't know. They just see Batman as the hero of the day, but he is emotionally broken, and that's why he is the Batman. He's also a psychopath, but he's able to funnel it into, not killing. That's his rule and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's just, I think that's what sets Batman apart from anybody else. He won't kill regardless. I mean, he toes the line. He's brutal, breaks bones, all that stuff, but he won't kill. And that's psychopath. Yes. But I wouldn't say morally good. Yes. But there's morals there where the Joker don't. They're two sides of the same coin, and a lot of people don't realize that they're both criminals.
But, yeah, Batman's a vigilante.
Yeah,
I mean he's a criminal.
Yeah,
and Harvey Dent even mentions that in something. You know, one day Batman will answer for his crime, but today's not that day. And yes, I mean all those things are definitely some of the reasons why this movie works so well. The storytelling, and it's one of those, almost the more you watch it, the more you understand the motives of each character.
Yeah.
You know, that was one thing, that having this many moving pieces, you know, having Bruce Wayne, having Rachel, what was it, Dawes? Yeah, having Rachel Dawes, having the Joker, having Two-Face, having Alfred, you know, even Lucius, and even the Reese storyline, like the guy that was wanting to tell who Batman was. You felt like every single character was fully fleshed out.
Yeah, they were fleshed out completely. Yeah.
And you understood their motives so well. And but again, like you said, especially with the Joker, like just take him for example, you learn his motives even more each time that you watch it. Because, you know, when you're first watching, you think he's just doing this out of chaos. He's just doing, he had a plan the entire time.
Yeah.
And that's what was crazy was, you know, each Nolan Batman movie had like a different theme. You know, the first one was fear. And then the second one, which was this one, was chaos. And then the third one was pain. And, you know, that was the Joker's whole reason for being in his eyes, was causing chaos. Yeah. Whereas, you know, like Batman and Harvey's whole reason for being and everything, their whole goal in this movie, Batman's was number one, I don't want to be Batman anymore. You know, I want to finish my job and live a life with Rachel.
Yeah.
And Harvey's number one goal was, I want to finish my job and live a life with Rachel.
Yeah.
Like both of them had kind of the same goal, but Harvey wanted to continue doing his. Batman wanted out.
Yeah.
Which, you know, when you're a kid, you don't think about that. Like, why would you not want to be Batman?
Yeah.
You know, like being Batman's awesome.
And you see he was beat up. I mean, you can't be when
know your limits, Master Wayne.
Yeah, know your limits, Master Wayne. I mean, he saw he was in decline, and by the third movie, he was broken and battered.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't think about breaking other people's bones with using your bones.
Yes.
It takes a toll on your bones.
Oh, yeah. Well, and like the whole like intro to Batman scene, you know, like especially the older I get, the more that hurts me when I see him hanging onto the van and then he gets like tossed off and hits that wall. I'm like, oh, yeah. Where before I was just like, get on Batman, you know, now I'm like,
I flinch.
Yeah. You know, like how I wouldn't I'd be done.
Yeah.
That would be it for me. Like, oh man, they got away.
Yeah.
But so I had that as one of the reasons, the story and everything. But listen to this. Listen to the Oscar nominations just in this cast and crew. Okay. Ledger had 2 nominations and won 1. Bale had 4 and won 1. And this is even before and after. Michael Caine had 6 and won 2. Freeman 5 and 1. Oldman 3 and 1. Gyllenhaal 2 and 0. Nolan 8 and 1. That's a total of 30 Oscar nominations in this cast. And 7 wins. That's not even counting Hans Zimmer, who's been up for 12 and won 2. So, I mean, that, again, what makes this movie a film and what takes it from being like a comic book movie entertainment, which it still is. It still hits all those boxes. But that's what takes it from that level of every scene had quality acting. I mean, he pulled people like Anthony Michael Hall to be the reporter.
Well, and Gary Oldman gets overlooked. Gary Oldman's one of the greatest actors ever.
Yeah.
The range that man's got and the movies that he's done, it makes you wonder how, and the accent. I mean, he's English, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he has a better American accent, obviously, than me, but any American, you know, I mean, he's
to come up here and talk for you. Gary, could you just read out what I said?
He's so good. There's nothing that he's done that's just awful.
Yeah.
Everything. Book of Eli.
So I was shocked.
Fifth Element.
This is where I was. Oh, the Fifth. I love him in the Fifth Element. Such crazy. I was shocked by the fact he's only been up for 3 Oscars.
Yeah.
That was a really low
I would
number.
have assumed he had won 3 Oscars by now.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. Because Michael Caine had the most nominations of the actors with 6 and winning 2, which made sense to me. But I would have thought Oldman was right up there in that 5 or 6 range also, and won 1 or 2. Because you're not going to win all the time.
Well, what's your favorite Michael Caine performance?
Oh gosh,
Mr. Destiny would be for me. That was one of my favorite movies as growing up.
maybe Jaws 4. I'm just kidding.
We don't have to stay on that.
Yeah.
I was just curious
That's funny.
about it.
That's hilarious. I would say, honestly, he was such a good Alfred.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole trilogy. Like, I liked, the original, was it Michael Goff that played him in the first? I liked him. I liked Jeremy Irons.
But Michael Caine was the father figure. You could tell he loved Bruce Wayne in the Dark Knight trilogy. Well, he was good at it.
And he carries this weight of, like, Andy Serkis was a good one.
He was.
In the Batman. And, but Michael Caine carried this weight of, like you said, he was like a fatherly type because he could. The other ones, I felt like if Jeremy Irons, Alfred, told Ben Affleck, Batman, like, you need to do this, this, and this, Ben Affleck would have just looked at him like, what?
Yeah.
Whereas when Michael Caine, when this Alfred gets onto him, especially like in the third one, when he's like all over him, like, if you do this, I cannot be a part of this anymore. You felt it.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, he carried a different weight than the other Alfreds carry. And like the poor Michael Goff Alfred was really just like would you like your coffee?
He was a butler.
That
was it.
Yeah, he was very much the butler.
And Michael Caine, his Alfred, he raised Bruce Wayne, but the father figure, you could tell it pained him to see it, but he knew that was Bruce's way to kind of deal with his psychosis. So he tolerated it, but he could see in all the movies how he was gradually kind of falling, breaking down and stuff like that. He was good. It's just.
Well, and this Alfred also had a little more like, I want to know his backstory. Because he was talking about chasing the guy in Burma. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like all the other Alfreds.
Yeah, like he had a military background.
Yes, yes. I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Throwing away rubies the size of tangerines.
Yeah.
I was like, this is great. And also, it's just, he's another one that, I'm talking about Michael Caine. He's another one that he would make a great autobiography reader. Like, just read me a book. Just read me. I mean, just the way he pronounces words and everything is so cool, which made it a ton of fun. A really good Michael Caine performance. Just thinking about this too before we move on from him. Have you ever seen the Muppet Christmas Carol with him in it?
No, I haven't.
So he is so great in that movie. And he even said, like, he played the part, and this is with Muppets. He got like Kermit and Miss Piggy and all them with him. He played the part seriously.
Really?
And let them be like the humor.
Yeah.
I think next year, like this coming Christmas, your kids would love that.
You have to remind me.
Yeah, because it is one of the best Christmas Carol versions I've ever watched.
Really?
And it's the
I've
Muppets.
never heard of it.
Yeah.
So remind me.
He's
I'd like
really
to see
good.
that.
He's a really good Scrooge. So another thing, this one used they tried to use the CGI minimally.
As with all Nolan stuff.
Yes.
Which I love.
Yes. The Two-Face stuff you could tell, like especially when he would get worked up and yell, like you could tell that was CGI.
Yeah.
But like the 18-wheeler flip, they did that.
Yeah.
That's a separator.
Yeah. Hey, even the fire truck, it was actually burning.
Yeah. Like all those things, I'm blanking on whether it was Ridley Scott or Tony Scott that did Gladiator.
It was Ridley Scott,
It was Ridley Scott, yeah. So when Ridley Scott did Gladiator, he wanted real fire in that opening battle scene. And they found like woods that they were about to, do a controlled burn.
Yeah.
And but that makes that scene so good in Gladiator. Same thing here.
Yeah.
It doesn't ruin it when you watch a movie to see CGI. Like, I know dinosaurs aren't real, so every Jurassic Park movie I watch, it's going to be a fake dinosaur.
Yeah.
Or like the Avengers, the Marvel stuff. Like, there's a ton of CGI in those. It doesn't ruin them.
Yeah.
But does it enhance when it's real?
Absolutely. And I don't want to get too far ahead, but
go ahead.
In Interstellar,
Yeah,
he rented the 400 acres of corn to plant corn just for that scene to drive through. I mean, that's months of planning just for one scene.
Yeah.
And it's corn.
Yeah.
But he is a notch above anybody else, in my opinion, for directing. Because
it's the
of
little
that
things.
stuff. It's the little things.
Yeah.
Little CGI, everything realistic and grounded.
So another thing before we go on to some questions that need answers, we're talking about like little things that separated this Batman or this comic book movie from other ones. Commissioner Gordon in this one, or Lieutenant at the beginning, but now I know there ended up being a TV series. Gotham was mainly about Gordon, or he was the main character. But this was the first time where Gordon wasn't just the guy that flew up the bat signal and told him like, "Hey, we've got this problem over here."
Yeah, he was an assistant. He was a true assistant.
He saved him in this one.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for Gordon, Joker takes Batman out.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about this, but like when he goes home that night and his wife rightfully slaps him.
Yeah.
Like, cause she's been mourning for the last couple of days. And I understand her that at first, I remember when I first saw it with my more immature self, I was like, you should be glad he's alive.
Yeah, I know.
But now, like with my more mature self and being married, me and Teal be married for 18 years this year, and being more of an adult when I first saw this, I'm like, yeah, I totally get it. Like she has been going through it.
Yeah.
But
it was a sacrifice the man had to make. You know what I mean?
Oh, he had to do it.
Yeah, he
had to do it. But I understood her slap.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally
she
understood.
Slammed the door in his face.
You think about what you did. But like when he goes in there and he's talking to his son, and he's like, "Did Batman save you?" I was like, "Man, what a proud dad moment!" Say, "No."
Yeah.
Actually, I saved him this time. Batman was almost done, son. Everything else that's going to happen later on would not happen if it weren't for Gordon. But just had to mention that because this was the first Gordon that I felt like we actually got a character. Because like in the Schumachers and the Burtons, Gordon was just kind of there.
Yeah.
And in the old TV show, he was just kind of there. So this was really cool to get like a Gordon that was part of the team.
Yeah.
And he didn't know who Batman was, but he was very central to being part of the team and not just like, the coach. He was a player coach in this one.
I loved the introduction of Batman in the first one, how he just had it's good.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, some questions that need answers before we move on to some competitions. How do you think the Joker went about rounding up henchmen? Like the logistics.
Didn't he with what's the
They said he would go to like Arkham and find.
Well, yeah, he would go to Arkham, but also he would take out rival gang leaders, and wouldn't he take their henchmen because
that's true.
The guy that
My dogs are hungry.
Yeah, and the guy that put out the 500,000 reward for his capture.
Gamble.
Yeah. He took some of his.
And he was another. I'm glad you mentioned him. So. I think his name is Michael J. White, that played Gamble. Saw an interview with him this week, and he was saying, again, debunking what everybody said about Ledger. He said, now he would stay in character, like especially before cameras were rolling. But as soon as the cameras were done rolling, he'd be like, "Hey, how was that?" Or like, "That's what acting's all about." Like all that kind of stuff. So again, it wasn't like this super dark period here. But anyway. So I would guess that would be how, but I just wonder, like the original, like the five guys that helped him rob the bank, like if he's just.
It sounded well, and I thought about that last night during that scene because the boss said this and one, but I think it was almost like a Craigslist ad.
Yeah.
Something like a dark web ad, something like that to get those, because those obviously wasn't. They were not his employees, so to speak. It was a one-job deal.
Sure.
And he took them all out one by one.
Yeah.
Had them do the dirty work, and he walked or drove out of there.
You know what's funny about that is he's such a planner. Like everything was planned out that he could have shot the guy instead of letting the bus hit him.
Mm-hmm.
But the bus driver was supposed to take him out.
Yeah.
Take that guy out. So he still that's why he did those movements. He still let the bus driver take that guy out. Just thought that was kind of interesting. So Two-Face, what do you think the eye drop situation was like for him?
I've thought about that too, man. Yeah.
So you can get. I looked this up. You can get like permanent damage to the eyes after just like a few minutes without blinking, because like we put like this every time we blink, it puts like a film over our eyes. It protects our eyes. All that stuff.
He probably just polished and buffed in Vaseline and just went with it.
I mean, and I don't even see how the eyeball stayed there. I'm not trying to be nitpicky.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, how did the eyeball even stay intact? Like with that, I figured it'd been like flopping around at least. And I felt like we could have used some flop.
Yeah.
little flop on the eye. It looked a little too perfectly in place.
I think if it was done now, it would have been a little better.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones, it was still better than Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face.
Oh man, I love that movie. Has a special place in my heart because it came out when I was 12.
Yeah,
it's very flawed. And I always felt like in that particular role, Tommy Lee Jones just fed off of everything Jim Carrey did. Like if Jim Carrey laughed, Tommy Lee Jones laughed. Like it was like
he's a very one-dimensional guy. He's a great actor, but it's a one-dimensional actor.
Yeah, I just don't think he was right for the role.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
And I hate that because I mean, The Fugitive. You want to talk about like Heath Ledger carrying this movie?
Yeah.
He carries The Fugitive.
Yeah.
And The Fugitive is high up on the list of movies I'm going to do.
No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
He carries a lot of movies that I mean, in Men in Black, he's hilarious. But in Men in Black, the guy is hilarious. And so he carries it. All right. So why do you think Batman showed up at Gordon's house when they were telling his wife that he was shot? Because he knew. He knew Gordon was still alive, didn't he?
I don't think he did.
Oh, you don't think he did?
I don't think he did. I don't think that he did know that.
Okay. Well, that ruins what I thought, because I thought, like, Batman, why are you... See, I thought it was part of their plan. I knew Harvey didn't know.
Well, I thought that Batman, he was, to me, I think he was sitting there waiting and maybe figuring a way to tell him himself, and then the cops showed up before. But yeah, I don't think he knew.
Okay. That's it. That's interesting, because I always thought he knew, like he was in on it, and that there was just Gordon and Batman that knew, though, and that Harvey didn't know. Like that was always in my head, but I could easily be wrong.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that, but I just thought that he didn't.
I always thought it was weird, like, hey, if you know.
Yeah, I thought he was there to kind of just protect the family and maybe tell them himself, but.
Right. Now, let's think about daily life for the Joker. Okay. Like you wake up. You think he's like a guy that's going to have a cup of coffee in the morning, do a little light reading before the day starts? Like, how did he get groceries? How did he, like, what was his living situation like? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you see this guy at the grocery store, like if I'm at Publix,
yeah,
and this guy walks by me with those scars,
yeah,
I'm freaking out.
Well, I don't know. Without the makeup, I mean, I think it'd be like anything else. You just acknowledge they're there, maybe give them a head nod or something. But I don't think it's something. I mean, because look at Chibs from Sons of Anarchy. He had the Glasgow smile in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, in real life.
Yeah.
So I mean.
If these scars,
but Joker has supreme level intellect like Batman does. But being a psychopath, he may, when he's done causing chaos, he may be home. Who knows? I mean,
that's what I mean. Like I wondered what his living situation is like.
Yeah.
And if he just like DoorDashed all his meals just so he doesn't have to go
he may be running on no sleep. He might stay up planning, doing weird stuff. You don't know. Jeffrey Dahmer when he's not working.
Yeah. I don't picture him like sitting there just playing Fortnite.
Yeah. Or reading the newspaper with the legs crossed.
Yeah. What's going on today? Here's one of the things that, again, if we took it from 9.1 to 10, I feel like Matt Damon might have helped that being Two-Face. Here's another thing I think could have helped it. And I didn't know this until this week. I always blamed Christian Bale for this. The Batman voice.
That was the worst part.
Yeah, the Batman voice was really a hindrance on the entire trilogy. Yeah. And apparently it was also like post-production stuff that they did. So it wasn't just Christian Bale talking that way.
But it wasn't like that in the first one. There was a difference, but the second one, we even remarked during the teaser trailers, like, why is his voice like that?
Oh yeah.
The first one was still muffled, but this one, it was hard, I'm not wearing hockey pads. But it was like
Tia asked what he said.
Yeah.
When we were watching that. Like what did he, because I laughed when he said it.
That's what Remy, she asked the same thing. What did he say?
Yeah.
He's not wearing hockey pads.
Yeah. And there's plenty of videos out there that make fun of the way that he talks, and especially the interrogation scene, which has the Joker every time, like in those videos, being like, what? I can't understand you. Like, what are you saying? That was one of the things that really, again, this movie's number 3. I mean,
That's crazy.
When we say we're nitpicking, we are getting very nitpicky on things. But I loved what they did in the Ben Affleck one, was they gave him kind
Yeah.
of a voice modulator
Yep.
where he didn't have to change his voice. This thing did it for him. Like this device did it for him. Because it was a smart move. Because if you go back, like people can recognize people by their voice.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so,
Rachel should have recognized him the first time she saw him in, the
Yeah.
first one where she shot him
Yeah.
with a taser.
right.
She should have recognized him. They
Sure.
grew up together, but
Right.
that's another movie, another time.
Yeah. Well, it's the Clark Kent, Clark Kent without the glasses.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of my small little complaints is we could have done better. Not all of it was Christian Bale. A lot of it, from what I read, was they went in like post-production and kind of modulated his voice themselves too, to change that and give it more of a growl. Smart move to change the voice, just not the right voice.
Yeah.
Not the way to do it. All right. So, what do you think it would take to get Rachel rattled? Because nothing got her rattled. Like if you think about, she had a gun. There was like in one of her very first scenes, which we haven't talked about Maggie Gyllenhaal,
Yeah.
and she replaced Katie Holmes. And I don't have anything against Gyllenhaal. She kind of falls into the same
I
same
just
line
don't
as
like the change in a trilogy like that.
yeah. That was it. I mean, there's been quite a few of them, in series. Sometimes it's because somebody passes away. Sometimes it's contract stuff. I would have really enjoyed to see what a cooperative Edward Norton would have done with the Hulk. Because apparently he's hard to work with.
Yeah.
But Edward Norton's such a fantastic actor. And that's nothing to do with Mark Ruffalo. It's only because he was cast first. Mark Ruffalo has been fantastic.
Yeah.
He's been awesome. But I would have been interested. Now, I did love when Don Cheadle replaced Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
I just, for whatever reason, I like Terrence Howard just fine. I'm a huge Don Cheadle fan.
Well, Terrence Howard, I mean, it was more contract. He wanted
Yeah.
the same money that Downey Jr. was getting, and
Well, I think he got paid more.
yeah,
the first Iron
That's
Man.
what I'm saying. Why?
Yeah. And the thing is, like, it has nothing to do with Howard that I'm
Yeah.
glad we got Cheadle. I'm a big Don Cheadle fan.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of those, for me, if he's in a movie, I want to see it.
Yeah.
Or at least I'm going to read about
Hotel
it.
Rwanda was my favorite of his.
Man, that's a
good one.
heavy movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was so good, like in the Oceans trilogy, all this. Like, I like Don Cheadle. Now, sometimes I have to look and make sure his movie's okay for me to watch.
Yeah. Well, Terrence Howard's got some good movies.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
great.
Nothing, like you said, nothing against him, but to want Iron Man's money
Right.
being a side character
Right.
friend.
Right. And he should have stayed because that ended up being a very lucrative part for
Yeah,
Cheadle.
Sure was.
But so Rachel, going back to that question, I'm sorry. Rachel sees Harvey get a gun pulled on him in court. And like when they're walking out of court, she's like happy go lucky.
Yeah.
She's like excited that
Yeah.
you got to go. That means you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
You're the
Yeah.
DA. And then she gets thrown from a high rise.
Yeah. And kind of jokes about it at the end.
Oh, at the very,
Yeah.
let's not do that again.
Yeah.
I'm like, what does it take? Even when they're tied up, and which, spoiler alert, which you've probably already seen this movie, she gets blown up.
Yeah.
Like, even before she gets blown up, like, she stayed calm.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, well, they came for you.
Yeah.
Well, just want you to know I was going to marry you.
Yeah, I didn't like her part in that. Katie Holmes playing the part, not that she played it better, but her character in the first was much better than Maggie's in the second.
There was something more believable
Yeah.
about the Christian Bale, Katie Holmes. They just had a little better chemistry.
Yeah.
I felt
Yeah.
like. And I feel like that would have translated also over to Aaron Eckhart.
But Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger were really good friends, so that they would have had better chemistry, but they wasn't really around each other that much.
Now,
other than
the one scene they had together
was good.
is one of my favorite moments in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like that party scene. And I think Maggie Gyllenhaal did a great job with what she was given. I don't feel like the character was given a whole lot in this movie, if I'm just being honest. And there wasn't a whole lot to give her. Because you had to hit the Batman stuff. You had to hit the Two-Face stuff. You had to hit the Joker stuff. There was only so much they could give her. And she was kind of the emotional weight of the movie when she died. Like, they wanted her to be that. But I don't think they gave her enough to where it felt as earned. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, that's not a complaint on the movie. I think because it felt like we were starting over with a new actress, I think if Katie Holmes had been playing the part, it would have felt more earned. If you watched Batman Begins and then The Dark Knight back to back,
Yeah.
it would have felt like, wow.
Is there a reason she didn't come back for the second one?
I think it was more contract stuff.
Maybe working on something else.
I think it was working on something else. It's also when she was married to Tom Cruise, and as much as I love Tommy C movies, some of that stuff gets wonky.
Yeah.
I don't know enough to talk about it. Don't even want to. So, what would you guess? Now, this was according to AI. I just Googled this. The estimated cost it would be to become Batman.
Ooh.
I'm not even going to make you. I'm not even going to make. Like,
I would say, with everything, $2 billion.
Around 680 million.
Yeah.
And 600 of that was just for the Batcave.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking the whole shebang, the gadgets, the 10,000 cows that he had to buy.
One suit is estimated to be around $1 million.
Yeah.
So this is like only the 1%ers could truly be Batman. Only your Donald Trumps could be Batman. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it would take an enormous amount of, like, anybody could be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he was poor. Like, that was one of Peter's main things was, he didn't have any money. And he was given this ability, and, like, it was like a natural ability. He made his own costume, blah, blah, blah. But Spider-Man, or Batman, it would cost a lot of money. Just in Batmobile, just in the gadgets, in the Batcave, the suit, all the stuff. So, really, it's shocking that not as many people put it together that Bruce Wayne was Batman, or that he was like part of a small group of people that could become Batman.
Yeah.
So just thought that was interesting. So the Scars stories. Think any of those were the truth, or
I think it's multiple personnel. I think he believes each one he's telling.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I always thought like it was just like this. I'm trying to be ambiguous because I want to be the shock factor. I want to be the person in the room that you just can't figure out.
I think his mind is so twisted that he's just his habitual liar, being a habitual liar, because they believe their stories. But I think it could have something to do with multiple personalities.
Yeah. I like your answer better than mine. I do. I thought he was just doing it for like shock factor, and like I'm just going to tell this, but not every person heard the same story.
Yeah.
That could go into this section as far as the questions. It could also go into the section of the separators of this movie. Because I remember the first time watching it, and the first story that he tells is about his dad and his mom to gamble. Like, that's the first time we hear that. You want to know how I got these scars.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, oh, wow, that's his origin.
Yeah.
And you think that for the next 20 minutes.
And then it was his wife.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I hate at the end when he tells Batman, you want to know how I got these scars? And then Batman goes, no, but I know how you got these. And then hits, like, I was like, I wanted to hear the story.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear what he was going to tell you. All right. So the boat scene. This is in the questions. I know the boat scene is like your least favorite part of the movie. You would say that is what brings it down to a 9.1 and not a perfect 10. So that scene, I don't remember the timeline, but they had time to count on the civilian boat, not the prisoner's boat, but the civilian boat. They had time to count, and their count was 396 to 140. How long would that take to tally up that count? Like, that's like a 2-hour tally. Like, oh, put that one in the yes, put that one in the. That was crazy to me.
Yeah.
And I can't remember how long did they have. It felt like they only had like 20 or 30 minutes to decide.
It's hard to say, man. That scene is so long to me. I just, like I was telling you earlier, it was good the first time, but I just kind of check out or fast forward it through the good parts during that scene. Now it's just long.
Two things I love about that scene. I love that we get a tiny Zeus Lister. I love that we get a cameo from I think his name's Tom. Like, his real name's Tom Lister, but I love that we get a tiny Lister cameo. And then I also, the guy that wants to blow up the prisoners, the businessman that wants to, I think that's what he's credited as his businessman. That guy, his voice sounds so familiar to me, like he's played some kind of but every time I look him up, and it's not the case. But he sounds like somebody's animated voice I've seen in a movie or something. But that scene, like, And I feel like it's because the way they cut it and edit it, it feels like they're on the boat forever.
Yeah, and the scene itself and the story behind that scene is so good. I mean, it's an awesome thing, but the Joker is in a building by himself for it seems like half the movie,
right?
You know, with no real action with it. But the plot of that it's a mastermind behind it, but it just kind of fell flat for me. That's just my own personal thing.
So, here's the last question before we get to the competitions. This is a big one. That's why I saved it for last. How different do you think The Dark Knight Rises is? How different do you think The Dark Knight Rises would have been had Ledger not passed away?
I've pondered this a lot.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot different.
It's
Joker would have 100% been the main character in it.
I think we still get Bane.
Yeah.
And I think we still get Talia.
Yeah.
I think we still get all that. But I think it might have been one of those at the very end, like maybe 10 minutes of screen time. But we get, because the plan was to have him back.
Yeah, well, the Joker being in Arkham would have been in there with some of Ra's al Ghul's henchmen that got arrested from the first one.
Yeah.
They could have got in with the League of Shadows, Bane, brought them in, broke them out like Bane did. And then you'd had Crazy Joker on the loose, which I think they reconned that in and said he was out there, during the breakout. But yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, because we got the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
After the breakout. But I think we would have definitely gotten the Joker in that third act of the movie. And I think it would have been one of those things, just like, one of the coolest things about Spider-Man No Way Home is we knew but didn't know that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were going to show up. There was no footage. They denied it. They denied, like the entire time. And then when they showed up in the movie, like it was like this ridiculous applause. Like we were at the theaters together for that one.
Yeah.
A packed house.
Yeah.
And you remember like when Andrew Garfield first came running through, it was like this big applause. And then when youth pastor Spider-Man, what was it? One of them said he dressed like a youth pastor.
Oh yeah.
But when Tobey Maguire stepped out, even bigger applause.
Yeah.
I think we would have gotten the same thing. I think it would have been this hidden under wraps, just like they did with Two-Face.
Yeah.
Harvey Dent's in it, but we don't know if Two-Face is going to be.
Well, I wish that Nolan would explain what his plans were for a third one, or make an animated film.
Sure.
Just to get that his original plan out there. You don't have, obviously, you don't have to be the same people playing voices, but I'd like to know what he had in store.
What would be really cool would be like a graphic novel version of it.
Yeah.
So that way, because I don't know if anybody would even want to tackle voicing.
Yeah, I don't think again. I would like Mark Hamill to maybe.
Oh yeah, he was a good Joker.
Yeah, he's probably the best.
Yeah. But and for those that don't know, he's the animated series Batman
and Arkham series.
Yeah, he does the Joker voice for a lot, which I didn't know till I was an adult.
Yeah, I didn't either.
No.
I didn't either.
I was like, whoa, that's Luke Skywalker voicing the Joker. Yeah. Crazy stuff. But yeah, I think, this whole trilogy is one of the best trilogies that's ever been released, as far as not a weak link. Like you talk about some of the best trilogies ever. Obviously, The Godfather gets mentioned.
Yeah.
But the third Godfather, is very weak compared to the first two. Like first two are just amazing movies, and then the third one's like, that's really good, but there's a lot of things that kind of got boring and blah, blah, blah. But, all right. Competitions. This is so hard. Favorite scene in the movie. You can go with some nominations. I've got some listed here, but you start if you have some off the top of your head.
My favorite scene in the movie is Joker's introduction to the mob bosses.
Okay.
That's my favorite scene in the movie.
With the pencil trick and everything. Yeah. So I had that one listed. You're not supposed to tell which one's your favorite right from the beginning.
Okay. Well,
let me list them out first.
Yeah. Well, the reason it came to mind, I told Remy last night, this is my favorite scene of the movie.
That is hilarious. See, mine's a different one with the Joker again. So these are just some of the best scenes. The bank robbery intro sets the tone.
Yeah.
For the movie. Like it just sets the tone that we're in for a different Joker. We're in for a different movie. His planning is shown right there with taking out all the guys. And then the bus ride. Like he connects with the other buses and is just like, I mean, it's insane. I mean, just how well that plan went.
And when Batman went to capture Lau from Hong Kong, that was awesome scene.
Yes, I've got that one listed. I love that scene because, again, Batman doesn't get enough. And Christian Bale even said this. He said, when I was talking to Chris, talking about Nolan, when we first did Batman Begins, we always talked about how the villains outshone Batman, and that's understandable.
Mhm.
He said, and so we tried not to not do that, but they tried to make it where Batman had a really interesting story. He said, but when I was watching this one, he was like, Heath Ledger was just killing me.
Yeah.
And he knew.
Yeah.
He knew watching the movie, like, this guy's dominating this movie. This guy is the glue for this movie. Kind of like last week we talked about Shrek, and me and Barry talked about how Donkey was the glue for Shrek.
Mhm.
You take Donkey out of the movie, you take Eddie Murphy out, Shrek's not nearly as good as it is.
Yeah.
Same thing here with Heath Ledger. You take him out, the movie's still good, but it doesn't. We're not sitting here talking about the first $1 billion, the 9.1 number 3 movie. But anyway, so we had the bank robbery intro, we had the mob introduction with the pencil trick, the fundraiser party crash.
Yeah.
I love that scene. I love the chasing down Harvey in the armored car.
Yeah, that was great.
The 18-wheeler that instead of saying laughter is the best medicine, he's painted the S on there to say slaughter is the best medicine. Batman capturing Lau, I had that one listed. I mean, there's so many. The interrogation scene between Batman and the Joker.
It's loaded. That movie's loaded.
But like, there's so few times of them actually being on screen together that I love that scene.
And I think that's what makes the boat scene so rough for me, is because there's so many amazing scenes in that. If they could have shortened that down to a 5-minute scene, it would have been one of the tops.
Yeah, again, we're talking about the worst part of an incredible movie. The worst part of an incredible movie is all the best stuff happens in the first 2 hours, not in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I had the Joker Two-Face hospital scene. And again, it's just every time that the Joker's on screen, you're glued. Like, I'm not gonna get up and go to the restroom during any of his scenes. Like, it's gonna be when Two-Face is like, what was the dirty cop that he met with at the bar? Like that guy. It's gonna be like during that scene when I run to the restroom real quick. It's not going to be during any of Joker's scenes at all.
Yeah.
Mine has to be the fundraiser party crash. I love that scene.
Really?
Yes, I love that.
It's a good scene.
Yeah, I love just the way he's acting. Again, his body movements. I love when the guy tells him, like, we're not going to bow to thugs like you, and he like the look that he gives that guy. You remind me of my father, But my next one would be the interrogation. Like, if I went 1 and then 2, I love that interrogation just because it's him. It's the Joker showing his power of, your power can't do anything against me. You have nothing to do with all your power. Like, I love that line. And just how he could get under. He reminded me of Dennis Rodman. Just like how he could get under the other player's skin without doing anything.
Yeah.
Like Dennis Rodman would pat a guy on the butt just to get him worked up. Like, he knew how to do that. Did want an honorable mention the scene when they're shooting at the mayor. Because I remember that scene being so cool just because it showed the Joker without makeup.
Yeah, that freaked me out last night because I paused it to let her see it.
Yeah. All right. So you went with the mob introduction with the pencil.
Yeah.
All right. So favorite 80s actor Nolan casting. Okay. So we had Rutger Hauer in Batman Begins. Remember that guy? He was like the CEO of the company. He did a bunch of 80s movies. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed he did this. Eric Roberts in this, Anthony Michael Hall in this, or Matthew Modine.
I wonder if that was intentional.
I think he was almost like Tarantino, like, I'm going to pluck these guys that, not that they don't have anything going on, but they were bigger names 20 years ago, and then I'm going to put them in these little small roles. But I noticed it in all 3 of them. Because, you had Matthew Modine in The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Which kind of took out like a wimp. It was like he finally joined the fight, and the next thing, it doesn't even show him getting killed, just shows his body laying there. It's like, oh, poor Matt. But which one was your favorite of those 4?
The 80s actors?
Yeah. You had Rutger Hauer in Batman Begins.
Who's the one we just talked about?
Eric Roberts.
No, Modine.
Oh, Modine. Yeah. I think for me, it was probably Anthony Michael Hall, just because I liked him so much, and it was fun to see him in this. I was like, hey, I didn't know he was going to be in it. Like I remember seeing him when the movie first came out. Like, hey, there's Anthony Michael Hall. All right, so kind of switching shows a little bit, but who do you think wore the best Joker costume? Dwight Schrute, Creed, or Kevin Malone? Remember the episode when they all three showed?
Yeah. Creed.
Creed won.
Yeah, because he fits the actual persona of the Joker.
That was the thing. Like, I remember the elevator was closing when Dwight was saying, like, you see me make a pencil and it's like shut on him. But the Creed thing was like, ooh.
Yeah.
This guy. And I remember Kevin was so funny because he was like, right when they walk in, like, come on, guys.
Kevin the Joker.
All right, best quote. And there's a lot of good ones here. You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Let's put a smile on that face. Some men just want to watch the world burn. You complete me, which is what the Joker's. Why would I kill you? You complete me. The night is darkest just before the dawn, but I promise you the dawn is coming. Like, none of these are Batman, by the way. This is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, which is the Joker talking to Batman. And why so serious? Now, I wanted to do an honorable mention just because it was a dad joke mixed into this whole movie. When all the mob's being arrested, I don't know if you heard the police officer say, "Have a nice trip. See you next fall." If you go back and watch, I was like, that did not fit this movie at all. Like one of Gordon's guys is talking to the mobsters. He's putting him in the police car. He's like, "Have a nice trip. See you next fall." I was like, that's interesting phrase for this movie. Didn't see that one coming. So what's your favorite quote out of all those?
The first one. You either die the hero or live that one. That's still like people still use it.
Yes. And it's the why so serious. I mean, that
was on all the promotional stuff.
Yes. And that was one of the coolest things too. Like talking about promoting this movie was that poster that just you could barely see the Joker, like it looked like through a shower door, like fog. And it had the painting, and you could just see like his kind of shadow behind. It was so cool. I think the one that got me the most, it's not the best quote, but the "You complete me," because it was him being funny.
Jerry Maguire reference, wasn't it?
Yes. It was so it was like the Joker's referencing pop culture. I wonder if that was in the script.
Yeah.
And I also it was him saying, "Why would I kill you?" He's just having so much fun with Batman. Like even during the scene when Batman's like punching him and like beating him up, he's having so much fun.
Yeah.
And it just showed his chaotic nature and just how crazy he was. But the best one's "You either die a hero." It's that one. All right. So, souvenir. If you could take any of these three souvenirs, and if you think of one on top of this, let me know. You could either take the Joker's playing card and have that, framed up somewhere like that, but Harvey's coin or Batman's Batarang. And that is a tough list.
I've always wanted the Batarang. That was when you said that was the first thing, but I would I'd have to go with something Joker.
Would you?
Yeah.
I think for that I would have to go with the Batarang.
Yeah.
Just
well, the reason I could make one of those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could make a exact copy of a Batarang. I couldn't anything with a Joker.
Yeah. So I guess my fearful self, I'd be like, oh, what kind of bad juju am I bringing in here with this Joker card?
Yeah, I would probably say the Joker switchblade that he puts in the mouths of everybody. That would probably be my one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or his gloves.
Yes.
Pretty cool gloves.
Yeah, they were. I mean,
they were Mickey Mouse type gloves when you think about it.
They were.
Yeah,
they were. They had the little rib things on the hands. Yeah, they were. They definitely were. I didn't think about that either. Yeah. Everything about. I mean, the clothes, like the shirt that he wore was cool. Like underneath the vest.
I think he even made his own clothes because when he was in, they said there's no tags. These are custom made clothes. He wasn't going to a tailor and saying, "Hey, I want to purple suit and this and
Yeah.
that and the other
Yeah.
thing.
Or, it might have been like he did go to the tailor, pay the guy so much money just to be quiet.
Yeah.
And then take him out right after.
Yeah.
Like I could see that easily. All right. Let's rank the Batmans. And I'm not talking about the movies, but the people that have played Batman. Okay. Do you need the list? Like, do you need me to give you the full list? Okay. So you just start.
We're not going to do any video games or animation or nothing.
No. We're not going to.
Kevin Conroy was probably the best voice.
Actually, I do have one animation in here. Because Lego Batman.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can throw in.
Good.
We can throw in. Well,
let's not do.
Let's leave the animated.
Yeah.
out.
We can just honorable mention.
Yeah.
That.
So we're going to leave out Will Arnett, who did an awesome job in the Lego movie and the Lego Batman movie, and we're going to leave Kevin Conroy, the animated series Batman, and did most of the video games.
Yeah. All but one.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. So we're just going to go with like the Burton, Schumacher, Batman.
Are we going to list best to worst or worst to best?
So I'll give you my list first, and I'm going to go worst to best. And this is not necessarily because of the actor. I like the actor a lot. George Clooney. He's at the bottom. And I honestly didn't think he fit the bill as Batman. He was a good Bruce Wayne, but I just didn't buy him as Batman. I don't see George Clooney as that action guy anyway.
Yeah.
It's nothing against him. He's a great actor. Obviously, like the Ocean's movies, No Brother, Where Art Thou, and stuff like the guy's, Hollywood royalty, right? Like movie royalty. But he just wasn't Batman. So he's bottom of the list for me. The next one kind of hurts to put him here. Val Kilmer's next for me.
Yeah, it would be mine too.
And the reason being for me on Kilmer is only because he did one. If he had come back for the second one, like the Batman and Robin, granted that movie was awful, but he might have moved a little higher on the list. But he only did one. So we're probably in sync right there, right?
Yeah,
Clooney then Kilmer.
100%.
All right. So who's your next one then?
Next worst?
Yeah.
It would be Christian Bale.
Really?
Yeah. Adam West.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam West.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
That's a good call. So I would go Adam West next as well. And that's as far back as we would go.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't go back to like, a black and white version of Batman.
And I love, just to be clear, I love Adam West as Batman.
Yeah.
But for the sake of this argument, that's where I have to put him.
Yeah.
I loved Adam West as Batman.
I'm with you.
I didn't
Val
love
Kilmer.
I didn't love Val Kilmer
Did you not?
I didn't love him or Clooney.
I thought
Now I liked them because of my age,
Mhm.
that, but I didn't like either one of them as the part.
So I think Kilmer nailed the look of Bruce Wayne more than any other. And I think you put Kilmer in this, because we know Kilmer's an amazing actor, like Tombstone and stuff like that. So I think if you put Kilmer in the more grounded either Tim Burton world or you put Kilmer in the Christopher Nolan world, and it's a whole different conversation. Now, obviously, he was older when these were coming out.
But Schumacher ruined that whole franchise.
Man, the bat nipples.
Yeah.
It truly.
And the bat card.
Yes, like all the stuff.
Yeah.
All the stuff. So I think we're in sync there. Like that's my list. Clooney, Kilmer, West. Who would be next on yours?
Bale. Yeah. Unless I'm missing one somewhere. Let's hear you.
That's interesting. Okay. But why do you have Christian Bale so low?
Because I liked Michael Keaton better.
Okay. Like Michael Keaton, the actor, you thought he was a better Batman?
I liked him. I liked the Batman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still the OG Batman for me. That's when I think of Batman, it's Michael Keaton.
Yeah. So your list would go Clooney, Kilmer, West, Bale. My next one is going to hurt you. It's Pattinson.
That don't hurt me. I mean, it's subjective.
Yeah. Now the reason why this could change, like these things are fluid. So next year, when the next Batman movie comes out, if it's also on the same level as the Batman that came out in 2022, he's moving up this list. So right now it's still because like, hey, you've only done one. It was really great, but he's only done one. And the jury's still out for me on how they kind of finished that series. And then my next one up from there would be Affleck. Like, I don't think he gets enough credit for how good his Batman actually was.
Yeah.
Because the movies weren't that great. Like in Batman versus Superman, and then in the Justice League and stuff, like he was really good in the role. It's they weren't giving him a whole lot to work with. But who would be your next? So,
well, I put Bale because Bale, Keaton. Let's see, Bale, Keaton, Kilmer, and Clooney were all playing a Bruce Wayne Batman of basically the same age.
sure.
I like Affleck a little better than Bale.
Okay.
Because and the reason for that is because he played more of the old man Wayne.
Yeah.
The grit, seen it all, been there, done that, has no empathy for any crime, don't care. He's on the verge of which Affleck himself, that Batman was not true to the comics. I mean, he killed in mass numbers, which is breaking the rule. But but I could see that at his stage of life. You know, he's coming down the pike. He's seen it all. I mean, he's seen the worst of people.
What was it? Was a jaded Batman.
Yeah. And the alcoholic Batman, just like I mean, it was dead on the comics.
Yeah.
And the Kill and Joke, I think the Kill and Joke Batman was alcoholic.
Was he?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So that means your number 2 would be Pattinson. Is that right?
No, he's my favorite.
Oh, so your number 2 would be Keaton then?
Yeah.
Okay, so your next one's Keaton. My number 2 is also Keaton. So we just have different number 1s. So Christian Bale. Well, let's not move on from Keaton too quickly. Yeah. Forgive me, MK. So Michael Keaton was along the same lines when he was cast as Batman. That people were like, "Whoa, what?"
Yeah, rom-com guy.
Yeah, Beetlejuice and Mr. Mom.
Yeah,
like, what's this guy? This ain't Batman. Which again should teach us all lessons, as far as the people that know what they're doing. Because it was just as much in an uproar when he was cast as Batman as it was when Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker.
Yeah.
But yeah, Michael Keaton, like you said.
Yeah, just classic. Just because before Michael Keaton, it came out, 89? So I would have been 7. And when I was at my grandmother's house, she had cable, and I watched Adam West religiously.
Yeah.
So that was the next step up from Batman. That was the Batman I was used to. And when I saw Batman, Michael Keaton's Batman, it changed the character completely.
Yeah.
I mean, armored suits, cape that had static that he could glide, stuff like that. So it was a culture shock for me, but that was and it's still to this day, when I think of Batman, it's Michael Keaton at that long table with Vicky Vale.
Yes.
Yeah.
Having the most unintimate dinner.
Yeah. Some weird chili looking soup.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it? The second one that Alfred brought him the soup and he starts eating it. He's like, "Alfred, this is cold." And he's like, "It's supposed to be cold."
I think, is it the second one?
I think it's the
first one.
They
I don't know.
Especially the Michael Keaton scenes run together for me. I mean, obviously I know, the villains, the Penguin and Catwoman in the second one, the Joker in the first. But no, those movies were game changers. The original Tim Burton, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, they changed the Batman, because even the comics in the 60s, 70s, and 80s were like wasn't an armored Batman.
Right.
It was a cloth Batman.
Right. Yeah, they definitely changed the game. And they changed the game on comic book movies.
Yeah, it changed the comics.
Unfortunately, Schumacher brought it back down.
Yeah.
To where it was like, and I like a lot of Joel Schumacher movies. I'm not putting down Joel Schumacher.
Yeah.
But
he did Days of Thunder, right?
No, it was one of the Scotts. It was the other Scott, Tony Scott. Yeah. But no, so Joel Schumacher did a lot of really good movies. He just wasn't the right guy for Batman.
Yeah.
Just clear, cut and dry. Just was not the right guy. And so, like, when Schumacher came in, he brought it back to being like a cartoon. Closer to like an updated version of the Adam West kind of campy stuff. Where Tim Burton brought it from the campy stuff to like, whoa, who is this Batman?
Yeah.
Because I always knew Batman as the gray suit with the blue boots, blue underwear looking stuff.
Yellow belt.
Yes. Yeah. And the next thing you know, he's like all in black, wearing the black eye makeup that you could see, which always bothered me in Batman Returns.
When he tears the mask off.
And the makeup's gone.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about the Robert Pattinson Batman, was when he took his mask off, he had all the black eye makeup around.
Yeah.
So that was a step up, just like in, hey, let's keep this logistical, But no, the Michael Keaton Batman was a game changer, and is still the one I've seen the most.
Mhm.
You know, I've still watched because of how many times I watched them as a kid.
Yeah.
Like I would just watch the first and second one just
Over and over.
on repeat. I remember my grandmother got me the second one for Christmas one year, and we just like that night when we got home, I was like, "Boom, let's watch it right
Yeah.
now." And then I watched it probably like 10 more times over the next week and a
Yeah.
half. Could almost quote that movie word
Yeah.
for word. So yeah, Keaton was my number 2. He's also your number 2. So you're number 1.
Miss Pattinson.
Okay. Now what is it you love the Batman? The 2022 Batman.
I really do. And I love it because I had no hope. I never watched the Twilight movies. I saw my Pattinson as a beta male. You know, that's just what I saw him as.
Yeah.
And but I was blown away by it because it was a different Batman in the fact that it was his second year as being the Batman based on those.
Yeah.
And he didn't see himself as a hero. He didn't want to be a hero. He just wanted to fight crime.
Yeah.
And he was willing to break the law in order to stop people from breaking the law. It's just, and the realism, the eye makeup, riding around on a normal motorcycle, even gliding through the city in one of those flying squirrel. I mean, everything is stuff that we could probably be that Batman for $5,000.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He seemed like, and you want to talk about a joyless Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where with this Batman, there was little moments of a little bit of humor. You know, even in this series, in this Nolan trilogy. It seemed like with Pattinson, there was like zero joy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that guy was...
He was a broken... that's what I liked about him. Yeah, that's what I like about him because it showed the mentally broken state that he was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even with Alfred, the conversations that he had with Alfred, but by the end of the movie, he wasn't known as Batman. He was called Vengeance. That's what people knew him as Vengeance. And by the end of the movie, he's like, you know, I could do good. I could use this for good. And that's why I hate that it's been going to be 6 years between, or 7 maybe, but I'm excited. 5?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where they go with the second one now that he has established himself as a hero to so many people.
Well, and what's crazy about, again, going back to the Matt Reeves directing and the Christopher Nolan directing, again, they take their time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that movie just felt like it moved so slowly, but it also got so much accomplished at the same time.
Well, it was like a Godfather movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like he was going after the mob. It was just, I'm going to watch it again today.
I don't think you've ever watched the Planet of the Apes trilogy.
Not the whole, I saw the first one.
Oh, man. That's the least of the 3 of them.
Really?
It really is. Yeah.
That's the one with James Franco, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've got them on the list for this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love those movies. And they get better as they go.
Yeah.
The second one's probably my favorite. But anyway, so you had Pattinson's number 1. I had Bale.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought...
It's understandable.
Yeah. And the more I watch it, like I was watching it again last night, and the more I watch it, he was such a good Bruce Wayne because he was so fake.
Mm-hmm.
And he played the fakeness so well.
Yeah.
Of, you know, like when he shows up to the fundraiser party and he's got the 3 women with him and he's
on the helicopter,
yes.
Late.
Yes.
Getting in the lobster tank.
In the first one, yeah. But I think one of the most pointed scenes of that was when he walks out to the balcony and he just throws the champagne out.
Yeah.
Like he's being so fake in front of these people, trying to act like this snobby rich boy.
The real Bruce Wayne is the Batman.
Yes.
Bruce is the fake one.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what I felt like they accomplished more in this series of Bruce is fake, Batman's who I am.
Yeah.
You know, like Bruce is just this persona that I put on because I have to.
Yeah.
And to keep my family name going and to get some of these things. Like he wanted to make sure Harvey had enough money for all that.
And that's why his girlfriend knew that. I mean, when he was talking to her on the balcony, she knew that he was Batman. He wasn't Bruce. And even if they were to be together, he couldn't let it go.
Yeah. And it made the ending of the third one, which we won't get into, but it made the ending of the third one that much more satisfying.
Yeah.
Seeing the full character arc of this particular Bruce Wayne.
Completely closed the character out. Yeah.
And that's and this is to Bale's advantage that Pattinson, and this is why I say Pattinson might catch up, is Bale's Batman got a full story arc. Like from beginning to end of, we got to see him train before he was even Batman. And then we got to see like him in his prime, which is like this movie. And then we got to see the very end of him being Batman in the third one and passing on the torch. He also passed on the torch to Robin, in the third one. And so, like, I think that's what I love about it's just as much Nolan's directing and the writers of this as it is Christian Bale.
Yeah.
They just made this Batman so flawless, really. And Pattinson may get there, though. Like, he's the one I could see climbing up this list because the others are already done.
Yeah,
obviously.
and I didn't think you could get a Batman movie more grounded than the Nolan trilogy.
I know.
But this Batman, I mean, we could become this. I mean, he's probably wearing lead-covered, or leather-covered lead cowl. I mean, it's so grounded, and even the Riddler, everything was just like you see on the news every day. I don't know.
Colin Farrell was
he was
so good as the Penguin.
He was, man. He was the Heath Ledger of this movie to me.
Right.
He didn't take away anything, but when he was on screen, he stole it.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And that's what I was like. It may move up there. It may move way up there. And one last thing on that before we go to our Nolan Rushmore. One thing about that Batman, like you were saying, talking about the Batman, the Robert Pattinson. That's the one where I never would have thought that they could go even darker than the Nolan trilogy and still stay PG-13. Like, I never would have thought, how do you get darker than this? Because this is, I mean, we're watching that movie last night. This is a dark story.
Yeah.
Like, and so is The Dark Knight Rises. Like, they are, and it's even in the name, which was the first Batman movie that came out without using the Batman name. But anyway, all right. The Nolan Mount Rushmore. Do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
We're not going to list these in order. I mean, because
no.
Yeah, okay.
No, I've just got my
top
four.
Okay,
Yeah,
it don't matter. I've got mine.
You go first.
All right. The Batman trilogy. I'm not going to count individuals.
Yeah.
The Prestige, Inception, and Interstellar.
Ooh.
Interstellar, man, could be one of my favorite movies of all time. And I went so long. I was told by a friend, don't watch it. It's awful.
Might have been me.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. But when I watched it 2 years ago, maybe, I've probably watched it 10 times since. Yeah. I am addicted to that movie. I love it. It's so good. So good for me.
So we're identical. Batman series, Inception, Prestige. Like, those were the first three that I typed in easily. The fourth one took a little workshopping, like, okay, what do I like more about this? So Interstellar is one of those, right up there with Tenet. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. I need like a thesis paper explaining it to me. I probably just need to watch it again.
Yeah, you do.
And watch it just like focused in.
It takes a couple of times.
Yeah. But Dunkirk was my number four.
I thought that's
would be it. I love Dunkirk. And he's got so many others that could make these lists. And just the visuals of Tenet could make this list.
Yeah.
But I still don't understand what I watched there.
Yeah.
But man, this was fun.
It was. It was a good one.
This was a lot of fun. Yeah. And we may be adding to Odyssey.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I in my heart, I feel Odyssey's going to be my favorite Christopher Nolan movie when all's said and done.
It may knock out Dunkirk.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a great one. I can't wait for it.
Yeah. Perfect. Man, this was fun.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you.
All
Thank you for doing this.
You're
this
welcome.
was the first comic book movie I've ever done.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah. So it felt like a daunting task. So I feel like a weight has been lifted. Yeah, it's fun. All right. Well, guys, thank you for listening. Be sure to follow, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff that Evie's about to tell you to do. Thanks, Josh.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to bump us up in the algorithms. You can send my dad any suggestions of movies you'd like for him to cover at themoviepick@aol.com. Thank you for listening.